Good, happy Tuesday morning, November 9, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of the Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine and get this Tuesday off to a good start. So sit back, relax, and grab a good cup of coffee and enjoy this Tuesday morning edition of the Morning Show with Riley King, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. So let's get started right now. First up, travel deals for the holiday season. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Want to protect your project and tools? Check out Ring Job Site Security, only at the Home Depot. It has built-in LTE internet, cameras.
You've seen the airports. More travelers are feeling comfortable taking to the skies. In fact, the TSA says more than 2 million people passed through its checkpoints on Friday, getting closer to those numbers we saw in 2019. And ABC's Deirdre Bolton is hunting down travel deals for the holiday season.
We're expecting to see a lot of people hitting the skies for the holidays.
A possible game changer for family travel this week, with the CDC officially recommending use of the Pfizer vaccine in children as young as 5 years old. The timing couldn't be better, according to Scott's Cheap Flights, with some fantastic deals on airfares across the country, like Atlanta to Denver for $97 in early December. Some other spots where families can find good value right now:
Miami, Honolulu, Vegas, Cancun.
And a little further afield,
Between the U.S. and Europe, fares are extremely low. So just last week, we saw $325 nonstop round trip between Chicago and Switzerland.
it's not just Americans who want to be in the skies.
As of November 8th, when the U.S. borders open to Europeans and others, we expect to see those numbers start moving backward where they were pre-pandemic as well.
To be sure, now is the time to buy tickets.
We're not going to have this oversupply of seats anymore, which means prices will normalize. Lock in those fares now. Even if it's for next summer or next spring, lock in those low fares now because those prices will normalize very soon.
Deirdre Bolton, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, lock in those fares. And with the holiday approaching, I recently had the chance to speak with the points guy, Brian Kelly, and we talked about resources travelers may not even know about. Take a look.
You need to plan these days for travel, and November is going to be a huge month. And my number one tip is book flights using credit cards that offer trip cancellation or interruption coverage. A lot of credit cards offer it, and people don't realize if your flight's canceled or really delayed and you need to book a hotel, the airlines don't have to pay for it for you. So use a credit card that gives you that extra bit of coverage.
What about when we're booking and if we're already at the airport and there are problems?
I highly recommend you download whatever airline you're flying, download their app, and sign up for instant notifications. The key to everything is timing. If you wait for the gate agent to inform you that the flight's delayed, and then you get in line with 100 other people, chances are all those seats that are remaining to your destination on other flights are going to get snapped up by other people. So don't wait in line, go online.
No doubt about that. Now, what can we do in the days before the trip?
Check to make sure the flight that you've booked is still going out at the time you booked it for. If the airline has changed the schedule dramatically or, changed you to another day, you are owed a full refund or, to be rebooked on another flight that suits you. So just make sure that what you booked is actually going to go out as planned.
Brian Kelly, the points guy, you're always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Some good tips right there.
Absolutely. I was taking notes. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks.
Okay, there you go. Good tips, as you saw there. Trump said he was leaving GOP to start a new party, a book claims. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
The holidays are here,
How can I be related to these animals?
but the family is not.
We're joined now by our chief Washington correspondent, John Carl, who's here with an exclusive scoop from his new book, Betrayal, the Final Act of the Trump Show. John, this is something.
It really is, George. And it was one of the very last acts of Donald Trump as president of the United States. angry and vindictive. He told the chairwoman of the Republican Party that he was leaving the GOP, he was creating his own competing political organization, and that he didn't care if the move destroyed the party that brought him to the White House. On the morning of Joe Biden's inauguration, Donald Trump left the White House early, becoming the first defeated president to refuse to greet his successor in more than a century and a half.
I just want to say goodbye, but hopefully it's not a long-term goodbye. We'll see each other again.
Before boarding Air Force One for the last time, Trump threw himself a farewell ceremony, complete with a military band and a big red carpet. His family was there, but only a handful of his aides and congressional supporters showed up.
So, have a good life. We will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Just minutes after he boarded the plane and waved goodbye, Trump took a call from Republican Party Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. In my upcoming book, Betrayal, the Final Act of the Trump Show, I report that Trump told McDaniel he was done with the Republican Party. This is according to multiple sources familiar with the conversation. I'm done, Trump told McDaniel from his office on board Air Force One. I'm starting my own party. You cannot do that, McDaniel told Trump. If you do, we will lose forever. Exactly. You lose forever without me, Trump responded. I don't care. Trump's attitude, according to a source who heard the conversation, was that if he lost, everyone around him deserved to lose too. Over the course of the next several days, Republican Party leadership told Trump and his team in Florida that if he left the party, they would take steps that would cost him millions of dollars. They would stop paying his legal fees, and they would take the Trump email list, an asset Trump makes millions on renting out to candidates, and give it away to all Republican candidates for free. By the following week, Trump backed down and decided to stay with the Republican Party, but only after he saw that leaving could cost him dearly. And George, just a short while ago, the RNC, the chairwoman, Ronna McDaniel, issued a statement denying this report. What I have to tell you is that denial is a lie. I spoke to multiple people about this, including a direct witness to the initial conversation with Donald Trump and direct witnesses to the subsequent conversations. I want to read you a couple of quotes from those officials. One said that when Ronna McDaniel said that you will destroy the party, they described Trump's reaction this way. He didn't care. It was a punishment. He said exactly, then you guys would lose forever. And then another official who was involved in these subsequent conversations where Trump was warned that if he did this, it would cost him millions of dollars, said to me, we will make it impossible for you to raise money or to make money. The bills you have, the legal bills and whatnot that you have asked us to help you with, you won't get any of that. This was a heated, intense series of conversations that lasted over 4 or 5 days.
And you can prove they happened. One of the ironies here, though, is that even though Trump showed no loyalty to the Republican Party, was willing to leave the Republican Party, his bond with Republican voters is stronger than ever.
It's really an amazing circumstance, because he was saying here that he was ready to destroy the party. His attitude was that he had lost the presidency. It was because Republicans didn't fight hard enough for him, and they needed to suffer. They needed to be punished. And, you know, I had my initial conversation with Donald Trump for this book back in March, just about a month and a half after he left the White House. It was uncertain what his role was going to be in the party. Now, fast forward to today, and he is the indisputable leader of a party that he threatened to destroy.
Fascinating. John Carl, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Legal action taken after deadly crowd surge at Astroworld concert. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
It's 3 a.m. What's going on?
I wish there was an app where I could compare rental cars, like Kayak does for flights.
You're talking about Kayak?
Yeah, like Kayak.
Yeah, Kayak.
Kayak. Search one and done.
We're going to bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. And Dan, big picture, what stands out the most to you in this case?
Well, how many warning signs there were? You've had Travis Scott arrested twice before for disorderly conduct, for encouraging fans at concerts to
cross the barriers, come up on stage, move forward, etc. You have 2015 in Chicago, 2017 in Arkansas. Weeks later in New York, a fan is injured, partially paralyzed at a concert. 2019, at this very event, you had 3 people injured. And then at this event in this year, there are videos out there of people breaking down the security barriers earlier in the day. Now, in order to cross the line, though, into criminal conduct, you're still going to need a level of recklessness on his part at the concert, I think, itself, or in the planning of it, or in something that he says.
So what does he have to see? What does he have to be told?
So he being Travis
Scott, to establish recklessness.
Right. So I think there's comments that he makes at the concert about rage on. I want to see some rages. It depends on when that was being said and in what context. Just saying let's rage isn't going to be a crime, right? You're allowed to encourage the fans to get excited. But there are a number of instances where you see it on some of the videos where there's an ambulance, for example, coming out. The question's going to be, is he encouraging people to allow those ambulances to go forward? That's going to be something that's going to have to be evaluated. And here's the reality, that there's going to be social media videos of every moment of that show. Every single second will have been documented, so we'll know exactly what he said and when he said it.
We see civil lawsuits already. How big is this going to get?
Hundreds of millions of dollars, for sure. And remember, a lot of that will be covered by insurance, but you're talking about a lot of possible defendants here: Live Nation, Travis Scott, Drake, others.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into weather. And here is a look at your weather across the United States for this Tuesday. As you can see, we got some dryness all the way along here and along here as well, and up here a little bit as well. And then you see some blue here. That is sorry about that. That is mixed precipitation, as you can see. And then in the green here, that is rain and some rain and mixed precipitation here, and rain over here as well. And rain down here for some parts of Florida. And that is a look at the weather across the United States for this Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's take a look at a preview of ABC's CMA Awards. Let's take a look at that right now.
GMA gearing up for the CMA Awards, and before the big night, we got to spend time with stars like Luke Bryan, Jimmy Allen, Keith Urban, and a whole lot more behind the stage.
Okay, here we go. 1 week in the life of country music stars. You won't believe what our cameras catch. On the road and behind the scenes with country music.
I don't have a typical week. I really don't. It's always different, but I love that. I love the adventure.
A week in the life of Jimmy Allen.
This is what Jimmy looks like pre-rehearsal.
Ready now. It's a lot. And one thing I've learned, and I try to tell artists all the time, I said, listen, people will put everything in your schedule. The one thing they will never put in your schedule is a break. So you have to still chase your dream, but make time for you.
What's up, people? We out here fishing in Tampa. Tops over there, crushing it.
Mental sanity is very important. I'm an outdoorsy kind of guy for sure. I love my fishing. I make time for that. I've canceled a lot of things to go fishing.
Boxing has been, I think, one of the most important parts of my self-care. I've been doing it pretty consistently.
Emmy, you look so beautiful. How are you?
When we go out and play shows, we're missing breakfast in the morning and drop off and pick up. The things that I look the most forward to are just dinner time and like bedtime stories before bed.
I do play a lot of golf when I'm home. Well, it took me 30 tries. It's got a little chip and green in the back. That is one of the reasons we bought that place. I did not put that chip and green in there.
Ward, when he comes back after a long day of school, he's like me. He just likes to lounge and be lazy, which I love.
Where is Anna? My kids, we do a lot of Barbie Dream House, a lot of sort of play with dolls and toys and cars, construction equipment.
2, 1, go! Woo!
For more, tune in to tonight's ABC special Backstage Pass Countdown to the CMA Awards, airing at 10/9 Central. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Very cool indeed. And we are going to switch gears now and let's take a look at your entertainment news. And in entertainment news, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez can't stop kissing. Let's take a look at that right now from Entertainment Tonight.
What is going on?
I can't afford streaming anymore, so...
Sure you can. Stay...
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez pack on the PDA.
It feels really good and it's really nice, but I'm so happy.
The lovebirds were spotted together in a full-on embrace, puckered up just moments before Jen took a flight out of Los Angeles. That's Jen rocking brunette locks and a brown fuzzy coat, holding on to her man who has his arms locked tightly around her. So it seems safe to say things are still hot and heavy in Beniferland.
It just turned out to be something really magical.
Between the laughs, smiles, canoodling, and kiss after kiss after kiss after kiss.
I do love that.
I love it. Of course, last month, the couple couldn't keep their hands or their eyes off each other at the New York City premiere of Ben's most recent project, The Last Duel.
I don't know if you are aware of how good the internet thinks you look. It's like all everyone's talking about lately.
I think you might be...
No, I'm not.
bull-
I'm really not, Ben. Is it the J-Lo glow? Like, how much happiness is she bringing into your life? Because you're looking good, man.
Is it the corduroy? Is that what you like? You're big on the corduroy? Because I wasn't sure about corduroy. They told me it's fall.
The two hit the red carpet and were the definition of hashtag couple goals. Jen in an Hervé Leger cropped mock turtleneck and high-waisted skirt with a thigh-high slit and strappy-heeled sandals. Ben in a navy corduroy suit jacket and trousers by Ralph Lauren. And when E.T. asked Ben's co-star and longtime best friend Matt Damon about Ben's new love with Jen, he had this to say.
It's great. It's wonderful, and I'm just happy to see my friend really happy.
But the 52-year-old triple threat and the 49-year-old Academy Award winner made their first red carpet appearance together since reigniting their spark at the Venice Film Festival in September. And needless to say, all eyes were on Ben and Jen. A source previously told E.T. that the couple, quote, could not be more in love, adding, quote, it is like they never broke up, but everything is way better this time. They are all over each other, and their friends joke around about it with them. Of course, the couple rekindled their love 17 years after they called it quits, following Jennifer's split from her former fiancé, Alex Rodriguez, in April. And the source said they are planning on spending the holidays together for the first time since getting back together.
I'm thrilled. I'm really happy.
Quote, they want to be together all of the time, so their next big things are Thanksgiving and Christmas. There is a lot to coordinate, so they are figuring it out. And their kids remain the priority. Ben shares 3 children with his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, 15-year-old Violet, 12-year-old Serafina, and 9-year-old Samuel. While J-Lo shares her 13-year-old twins, Emmy and Max, with her ex-husband, Mark Anthony. And ET source explains that the couple is enjoying blending their families. Quote, their goal is to be one big, happy family. They both feel like this was really meant to be. Jen and Ben are all about their kids, and they are having so much fun together as a big family. Everyone is getting along great, and things are really working out for them on so many levels.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this Tuesday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Goodbye, everyone.